Hello, everybody. I'm Keith Jones. I'm the creator of the six-figure real estate wholesaling coaching program. I'm a real estate entrepreneur in the metropolitan area of Atlanta, Georgia since 1997. We buy and hold, we fix and flip real estate. We teach independence through wholesaling real estate. Today, I'm doing this YouTube live, a little bit of instruction here. More so, I'm going over the homework that I assigned my students. By the way, we do a free Zoom Live every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 7 Eastern Standard Time. And what I'm going to be doing today is going over some of the homework that I assigned some of my potential students. By the way, also, next, I'm looking to teach 20 people how to wholesale for free. Now, the catch is we're going to split the deals 50-50 as I help you understand I'm going to teach you how to find motivated sellers, evaluate the deals, negotiate with the sellers, get the properties under contract, build your buyer's list, and cash some checks. That's what I'm going to do for free. I can only do 20 people, and I'm only going to do 20 people mainly because, I got to have room to run my own business and time, and I want to be able to give you as much time as required for us to everybody closing a minimum of 10 deals each. I'm not doing this so you can just get your first deal. I'm doing this so you can close 10 deals, not 10 deals total, but 10 deals per person. So that's 10 people, 20 people with 10 deals each. I'm going to help you do that. I'm going to help you find those leads, those sellers. I'm going to designate territories. I'm going to do the whole thing. By the way, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Share this information share our channels with all of your like-minded buddies, friends, families. Share our information with them. I look forward to helping all who want to be helped to learn how to wholesale real estate. That's my gift. It's the only thing that I know is real estate. Now, again, we buy and hold, we fix and flip. Hopefully, you guys can see me. I see. I'm looking at the camera there, and I was a little dark. One of them dark brothers, as you can see. So I got to get right in the light. But anyway, as I was saying, hopefully you all are genuinely interested in changing your life. 2021 is right around the corner. And for those who really want to make a difference in life, you don't want to be a beginner in real estate this time next year. Let's get started now. Now, I can only do 20 at a time, but by the time this first 20 goes through the first cycle, everybody has their 10 deals and something to brag about. Maybe we'll do another 20. Let's see how it goes. But in the meantime, last Wednesday, again, we do a Zoom Live every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Hold on, let me get my Zoom ID. I don't know. I apologize. Our Zoom ID is 404-532-9014. For all of those who are interested in joining, you're more than welcome. I had a great crowd last Wednesday. It was incredible. Lots of questions, lots of people. I look forward to helping you all. Again, as I was saying, this is my gift. The only thing that I know how to do is real estate, and I ain't ashamed of it. In fact, I'm proud of it. I don't need to know anything else. I'm a real estate entrepreneur, and I love it. Been doing this since 1997, and I love it. The first deal I ever did, I made $5,000 off of, and I was hooked. The deal that I did to help me leave my job, by the way, a job that I totally hated. I was grateful for the job, but I hated the job. It was just mind-numbing. And I got a $30,000 closing on that. By the way, it took me. I was a wholesaler from about it dropped in my lap about mid 1998 is when I discovered wholesaling totally by accident. And once I discovered wholesaling, I was hooked and I went at it, and just like I'm going to teach you guys, you got to go at it. You can't be a quitter. Quitters never win and winners never quit. So, but once you get started on and you start cashing those checks, you're going to be hooked. I got to get you to getting hooked. That first check is going to have you hooked. But the most of the time, what I've discovered is most of the people who get their first check, because they're so busy trying to get that first one closed, they forget about setting up the systems that allow them to have consistent deal flow. Very important to have consistent deal flow. I'm going to help you understand. Plus, I'm going to help you all understand how to get the free stuff. That's what today is about. We're going to be talking about the free stuff. Now, honestly, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of it, but I'm going to start painting a picture that hopefully you guys will join me on Wednesday. Every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at 404-532-9014, which is our Zoom ID, our Zoom Live. If you join us there, I'm on for a whole hour, obviously, and we go more. I'm going to be going more in depth on how to take the free stuff and start getting some deals, how to start finding leads and things of that nature. So again, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like us on Instagram. We're all over all of that. But I'm sharing with you. What I'm doing now is trying to figure out. I've been doing since the beginning of the pandemic. I've been trying to figure out a way to give back. A lot of people losing houses and jobs and things of that nature, and I'm just trying to share my blessing. I'm blessed, and I want to share that with you all. And the only way I know how to share my blessing is what I'm doing right now. For those who are interested in changing your lives, having some financial and some economic independence, I'm your guy. I'm doing this for free. We will be splitting the deals 50-50. That's how we will make up the difference of the time that I'm going to spend with you all. So now let's get into a little bit of meat of what we're talking about here. You guys have met me, and hopefully you take some notes. You find something to write with, something to write on, and be prepared to take some notes. All right, let's start here. Real estate. Real estate is like a pyramid. Real estate is like a pyramid. This is the low income properties on the bottom half, and if you notice, the bottom half of this always is going to be the widest part of a pyramid. This is your low income. I mean, not low income, but your low property value neighborhoods and types of properties. Your medium properties are going to be, these are going to be the areas where the average person wants to live. This is the area, the low areas where mostly, the low income people, the low income neighborhoods, I should say, where people kind of have to live because they can't afford to go up into the medium and obviously can't get into the high end. And so the pyramid starts to get smaller, but this is your medium income property areas, which you're going to be interested in because they're going to have decent school districts. They're going to have, reasonable property taxes, and people going to take better care of their neighborhoods and values and things of that nature. So that's going to be in your medium area. In your high end area, of course, as you see, the pyramid gets smaller up here. These are your $1 million homes and up. Fewer and fewer people buy these $1 million homes. Most people are trying to live and buy in the medium price range. This area is going to be mostly where you're going to find properties for rental areas. Not to say you don't find rentals in the medium, and you will, but you're going to find most of your rentals in the lower area, the majority of it. And again, that's why the pyramid is what it is. It's the widest down here. Okay, so what we're going to be targeting this area, the medium, and some of the higher end of the low area. I totally stay away from war zones. Do not do war zones. War zones meaning is where if you don't feel safe walking your dog or sitting on your front porch or the areas in those types of neighborhoods, it's probably a war zone. If there's a liquor store in every corner and you're seeing winos and hookers and all the other crazy stuff going on, cars up on blocks, it's just a raggedy look. We're not interested in those. We're just really not. You can make some money in those, but they're going to be harder to wholesale. This is about wholesaling and some other strategies for seller financing that I don't have time in this YouTube live to teach. but you will have some people who are interested in buying in those lower areas. There's some investors, by the way. One of my investor associates here in Metro Atlanta, Georgia, back about 5 years ago, we had an area in Metro Atlanta called the Beltline. The Beltline was going off the chain. People were buying in the Beltline, and in fact, the Beltline was the deep hood, but you could buy property so cheap there. And the average one. Now, I had an investor associate of mine who bought probably, I think I sold him maybe 20 or 30 properties that summer, all in the Beltline, and it ranged from prices from probably 10 to 15,000 up to about 50 to 60,000. But the thing about it is, most of those properties right now are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. So he bought them at a good price and a good time in a good area, which wasn't as good then. But his thing was, Keith, I want Beltline. I want Beltline. So I got him Beltline properties, and his network is incredible. His income, he's thankful to work with me. I'm thankful to work with him because I made a lot of money also. But in the meantime, sometimes areas can turn around, but and most they will. I'm trying to help you understand how to do this business with the least resistance to being able to sell them and things of that nature. And I'm going to show you how to find these properties for free. Show you how to find them for free. We're not going to focus on the high end properties. They're there. We're going to be dealing with medium and the high end of the low, if you will. Neighborhoods where there are probably people who they're what the neighborhoods are okay. You're not hearing gunshots throughout the night and stuff like that. The lower the end, the lower this line, the closer you are to the war zone. But we're in the medium price range. Just think about it. This business can be as how can I put it? This business can be as non-complicated as possible. It's really common sense. Think about where you might want to live, where you might want to raise your kids and so on, whether you're renting or buying. Think about those kind of things. You have to put yourself in the buyer's shoes and in the seller's shoes. And speaking of being in the buyer's shoes, if you're looking to sell your properties to investors, you got to understand the numbers. I receive deals day in and day out, deals from all around the country. But just talking about the ones here locally in Metro Atlanta, man, the numbers that these guys send them out to me for. I mean, I'm receiving properties that they'll tell me that the ARV is 210, and they're trying to sell it to me at 180. Where's the equity? There's nothing in it. At 180, they thinking, okay, between 80 and 110, that's 30, 40 grand or whatever the case may be. And at that point, they're thinking that's some equity, but they haven't considered that. What if there's work to be done? There's nothing in it for me. And then a week or two later, you see them sending that same property out, reduction of price of $20,000. So you have to understand the numbers. It's very important to understand the numbers if you want to sell these properties to investors. All right. So this chart here, this is major city USA. This is your Dallas, Texas. This is your Memphis, Tennessee. This is your Atlanta, Georgia. This is major city USA. Now, what I've discovered is that I go on Facebook early in the mornings. I really don't have time for a lot of that social media stuff, but I like to be as engaging as possible. And so I go in there and I look at the questions that relate and pertain to real estate, and I answer those questions and move on. I really don't sit and wait for rebuttals and replies. I don't have time. I answer questions, help out as much as I can, and then I move on. But a lot of the questions that I'm seeing and reading, I should say, are questions about how to get their first deal. You got people here in Metro Atlanta, beginners who are trying to do deals in the hottest areas of Georgia. The hottest area of Georgia right now is Metro Atlanta, Decatur, Stone Mountain, Latonia, and a handful of others. Cobb County, Gwinnett County. Those are hot areas. Unless you can afford to keep up with the big boys who can afford to spend $1,000 a week in a marketing campaign, you're wasting a lot of time. What you are doing, of course, is what we call you're doing some of what we call co-wholesaling, and that's okay too. I do co-wholesaling, but when you mark them up too much and they become ignored, then you start. I'm seeing and reading and feeling the frustration of new wholesalers, and their questions always are, "How do I get my first deal?" Well, again, I'm going to help you get your first 10 deals if you listen to me. I'm going to help you get 10 deals if you listen to me. If you join us tomorrow, we're going to go into a little bit more. I'm not going to spend any more than probably 30 minutes on this YouTube Live today, instructional. But we are going to help you understand. I'm going to help you understand why you're not getting deals or very few deals in these major cities, because you're going up against the people with deeper advertising budgets. And if you can't spend $1,000 a week in the major cities, you're going to be struggling. I want to help you understand how to get outside of those major cities. 1 hour. You want to go a 1 hour circumference. And you see this map again: major city USA, small town USA, small town USA, small town USA. This borderline, you want to be looking at zip codes, neighborhoods, counties, small towns that are a minimum of 1 hour drive. 1 hour drive from the major city USA. You want to be 1 hour on the outside. Believe me, if you start finding when you start finding great deals that are on outskirts of the major city, especially within an hour away, you're going to find the same buyers that like these deals in here are going to like those deals out there, because you're going to get these deals a little bit cheaper. You're going to get these deals cheaper, I'm telling you, because everybody's marketing campaign is going here. Everyone's marketing campaign is going to these guys. For those who take advantage of these small town areas, by the way, you want to Google. You're going to Google. The technology nowadays has made this business so much easier. When I first started in 1997, we had none of this, what I'm dealing with right now. I had no idea, honestly, that I could even wholesale outside of Metro Atlanta. Now we're doing it all over the country. Now, we focus on Southeast region of the United States, and I am working my way up into Kentucky, Ohio, and of course my home state of Michigan, being from Detroit, Michigan. But anyway, the technology that you guys have right now makes this business so much easier, so you can make a whole lot more money with spending less money if you understand what to do. Okay? So understanding what to do, meaning you're going to Google, you can make it whatever major city this may be. And for as far as my students are concerned, or my potential students are concerned, we're going to be assigning states. We're going to be assigning states to you all tomorrow, so you can start this process. Now, I did go over some of this with a few interviews that we've had. I've had, I think, 4 or 5, or maybe 6 students, get interviewed and ready to get busy. So I assign them some of this type of homework. So we're going to Google populations from 50,000 to 150,000 in these small towns, 1 hour away from major city USA. 1 hour drive circumference. You want to choose 10. You see, I wrote down 10. You want 10 markets. 10 markets outside of the major city USA. 10. And then you want to start gathering the zip codes, get those zip codes and organize what you have here, so you can easily access it when it comes time to search these areas for properties. But once you Google populations from 50,000 to 150,000, you want to check the school districts in those areas. You can Google to find out what the school districts are like. You're looking for the best school districts as possible, medium to best school districts as possible. Everybody who has a family wants to live in an area with a good school district. Keep that in mind. It's that simple. So now, when you Google that, Zillow, Redfin, and other websites are going to come up that will allow you to search those areas and start to find out what the medium price range is of properties and the high price range of properties. We want to stay in the medium range. Some maybe in a little lower, because we're going to teach you how to. Now, in the lower, you always find what we call the low hanging fruit. Low hanging fruit means something you may be able to get under contract for 20 grand and quick turn and sell it to somebody for 25 grand. It's possible. But in this area, you're going to have properties that'll sell faster. They're going to be, and you're going to sell them to fix and flippers and buy and holders. They're going to sell faster because they're in the medium price range. They're in better school districts. They're all the things, including the numbers. You got to understand, a fix and flipper is not going to be in a property more than 70% of the after rehab value. 70%. That's after they paid to buy the property. They paid you. You got your check at closing. After the renovations are done, they got to figure out what the ARV is, and off the top of that is going to come 10%. There's got 6% is going to go to the real estate agents, 4% to closing costs, 70%. Understand that 70%, and you will never have to look for buyers; they'll be looking for you. So, medium to high-low price range properties. You're going to Google. You're going to be looking for populations from 50,000 to 150,000, from 50,000 to 150,000, 1 hour outside circumference of a major city. North, south, east, and west of that major city. You want the smaller towns with no less than 50,000, but as many as 150,000 population. And that's where you're going to target your marketing campaigns. As of tomorrow, I'm going to be going over how to use Zillow and Redfin and Google to find these motivated sellers. We're going to be looking for people who've owned these properties for 10 years or more, whether they're renting them or selling them. We're going to go through all of that. I don't have time to go through all of that with you right now. I'm going on about 23 minutes of this video, and I want to keep it as short as possible. So at 30 minutes, I'm going to be shutting it down. But I wanted to start helping you all understand that you can get your first 10 deals. Don't settle for your first deal. Because what I've discovered, the person, once they got that first deal, of course you're excited, but most of the time they spend so much time trying to navigate and negotiate to make sure that deal closes, that you forget about your deal flow. And once that deal closes and you've spent that money or celebrated, and you should, don't blow it, but you should be putting 15% of that profit back into your marketing campaign. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you guys how to find deals for free. You're going to be finding leads for free. Now, you're going to have to do a lot of the work yourself. The things I'm going to be explaining to you, our virtual assistant does for us. But I'm going to explain you're going to have to do some of the work yourself. You're going to have to lick some stamps. You're going to have to make some calls. You're going to have to send some texts. You're going to have to send out your own postcards. But that's okay. It's your business. And once you start cashing those checks, then you can start paying virtual assistants to do the research, to find these areas and these neighborhoods for you. Then you can start paying a virtual assistant to find out where the medium range properties are, what they rent for, what are the high end selling for. What are these selling for? What are they renting for? Once you start getting when you start cashing checks, the sky is the limit. In fact, the only limit that you have in real estate is the limit between your mind. I read someplace early today on Facebook, someone was asking, what was your favorite thing about real estate? My favorite thing about real estate is the freedom. In fact, I started doing real estate. It wasn't about the money for me. It was about freedom. Even though at the job that I had, I look back on it, I wasn't paid, very extremely well, for a government job, which what it was. I used to work for the Postal Service. I think it's been so long ago. I think my base pay was like $57,000, and after taxes, probably 40 something thousand. And I mean, my wife had a regular job. I had a regular job, and it wasn't about, we weren't broke. We weren't definitely weren't rich at that type of income. But it was more about the freedom for me, the freedom to give myself a raise whenever I wanted to, as much as I want, to help other people to do what I do. This is a business that I can leave to my grandkids. You know, I couldn't. The job that I had at the postal service, when I walked out of there, it wasn't like I could leave that to my grandkids. You're about to learn something that you can take with you for the rest of your life, something that no one can ever take away from you. You're going to have a skill. You got to have a skill nowadays to be able to control your destiny financially. You got to have some type of skill or trade. You got, your doctors and your dentists and your attorneys and your engineers. They have a skill. They have a trade. And some of you all, in fact, one of my newer students was, I should say, maybe, because I'm not sure if he's still doing it. IT. I know more ITs trying to get out of being ITs and coming into real estate than anything else. So I don't know what ITs do, but welcome aboard. Come on, hang out with us. Learn something else, something that's totally stress-free if you do it right. It's some work. I'm not telling you you're gonna wake up one morning and everything just falls in. I was blessed. I was lucky. I wasn't even looking for wholesaling when it came to me. So that's how I know it was magic for me. It came to me. But I was not about to quit doing what I was doing. And at the time, we were buying properties to hold them, to rent them out. And I was figuring that eventually, one day, I would have enough properties to take I guess you could say, supplement or add on or to my income to get me in position to basically quit, so I could eventually just do real estate. And so I wasn't being a quitter. You're not going to be successful in anything. Excuses and quitting, I'm not interested in working with someone. And in fact, that's why I have an interview process that I'm doing with everybody who's interested in working with me and me working with them. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste your time. If you're interested genuinely in changing your life and for financial freedom and economic independence, I'm genuinely interested in helping you. I'm going to give you, I'm going to dedicate to you as much time as you dedicate to me. We're going to be dedicated to each other to make this work. Now, I got to be totally honest with you. On weekends, I'm not bothered. Saturdays and Sundays, we don't, no one calls me. I'm not going to answer. We're going to do what we do Monday through Friday. About 6:30 on Fridays, I'm shutting down. But again, you got to remember, I'm doing this with you for free. So, respect my time. I'll respect yours, and you guys will make money. So if you're genuinely interested, now I need you to, again, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Instagram, leave some comments, share my information with all your friends who are like-minded and want to learn how to take control of their lives financially and have some freedom and economic independence. I am Keith Jones. I'm the creator of the 6-Figure Real Estate Wholesaling Coaching Program. I'm a real estate entrepreneur in the metropolitan area of Atlanta, Georgia since 1997. We buy and hold, we fix and flip real estate. We teach financial freedom and economic independence through wholesaling real estate. And I look forward to all of you who are interested joining us tomorrow, every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm about to spend the rest of the day getting some stuff ready for our virtual assistant. Then I'm going to spend some time getting ready for my class on Wednesday. And I'm grateful, I'm thankful, I'm blessed that you guys are hanging out with me for a few here. I hope you learned a little bit from what I shared with you. I know it wasn't a whole lot, but I only wanted to do 30 minutes, and we're about there right now. Join us tomorrow. And for those who are genuinely interested, you pass my interview, I will be giving you more time, even some one-on-one time. Again, that's the main reason why I can only do 20. So thanks, you guys. Have a great day. I look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow.